what's going on? It's MassiveJoes RAW review, and I'm coming to you from MassiveJoes.com. Awesome RAW review for the viewers at home today on an all-new testosterone boosting, estrogen crushing hormone supplement from our good friends at Blackstone Labs. It is, of course, Apex Male in the house. Let's get straight into it, show you guys exactly what's in it, tell you exactly what it's gonna do. That nutritional information panel sure as hell ain't gonna get it done. Can't even read the damn thing. So luckily we got ourselves one of these big ass nutritional information panels, black and white, so we can read it. We about to go balls deep in this here Apex Male. Before we even get into this stuff, the first thing that I have to note for the viewers at home, man, and we're going back to the tub for this one, is you guys check this out right here. This is the proprietary blend, the prop blend, the total amount of everything in the prop blend, 6,060 milligrams. Now, straight off the bat, I can already tell you viewers at home, for a Tribulus-based testosterone booster, and that's what this is, you'll find that out in a second, primarily a Tribulus and Prolensis-based testosterone booster, that is by far the greatest amount of active ingredients we have seen thus far in a Tribulus and Prolensis-based testosterone booster. Let's get into it. Show you guys what's in it, tell you exactly what it's gonna do, and in fact, check this out, man. Had to do a bunch of research on this supplement. Because a lot of things, that's my handwritten notes right there. That's what we're working with. Bunch of things, once again, in this new test booster that I wasn't 100% familiar with. Had heard bits and pieces floating around about this new test booster, this new estrogen blocker. But a few bits and pieces, man, I actually had to go balls deep myself, man. And research the out of them to deliver you guys the best possible raw review. The first thing I did was I had a look at this here. I had a look at the label on here, man. Check that out. Said, okay, cool. Check it out. Bunch of things in there. Did my research on it. Went balls deep. Figured out what they do. Unfortunately, the dosages are all hidden behind this prop blend, man. This proprietary blend. So the first thing I did for the people, contacted Blackstone Labs. I said, no, not going to do the raw review with the prop blend because the viewers at home want to know exactly of how much is in each of the ingredients, man. Because we need to know, based on the studies that I went balls deep in, if we're getting the clinical doses. And luckily for the viewers at home, Blackstone Labs did supply, man. They did supply the actual dosages of everything in it. So now, we can go balls deep. Starting from the top, Prolensis, which is an extract of the bulbine plant, which is actually a plant that is native to Australia. Who would have thought, coming from a US company? Anyway, the Prolensis, it's a 1,000 milligram dose, which is, depending on which study you go from, I'm going to say it is a clinical dose because they've done a few different amounts based on body weight, but 1,000 milligrams is one hell of a dose. Now this Prolensis was something that I personally had to do a bit of research on myself. This was one of those ingredients that I heard bits and pieces about, man, in the industry, but didn't actually read the studies yet or seen what it's done. And this is what I found, viewers at home. The Prolensis, the 1,000 milligram dose, have been done a bunch. No, there has not yet been a human study done on it. That's the first thing I have to say. All of the studies have been done on rats so far. Keeping that in mind, what it's been shown to do already is stimulate luteinizing hormone production by 169%, and luteinizing hormone obviously stimulates the test production. The real cool and unique thing that it does is it actually helps increase the amount of testicular cholesterol. And for those of you that are aware, you would know that without cholesterol, you have no testosterone production. Cholesterol is the building block required for testosterone. It'd be like trying to make gains with no protein, man. So if you can increase testicular cholesterol, it gives you more building blocks, more bricks to be able to go and build the testosterone with. And this here Prolensis has been shown to increase testicular testosterone. And what that all means is the studies that have been done on rats. And in those studies, based on the very similar dose to what is in this here Apex Male, testosterone up 347%. estrogen down 35%. Moving right along. Got some vitamin D in there. Obviously, vitamin D is very good for boosting free test and also acts as an anti-aromatase. Doesn't do it to the extent of a Prolensis at 347%, but vitamin D in a bunch of human studies shows to like increase test by, 10 to 20%, block estrogen 10 to 20%. So it's good to have in there, man. Moving right along, got yourself Dindolylmethane, for those of you that are unaware, is an estrogen modulator, promotes metabolism of good estrogens, which are also known as the 2-hydroxyestrogens, and that's in the 50 milligram dose. Now, one thing with the Dindolylmethane, a lot of people think that it's an estrogen blocker, that it's like an anti-aromatase that binds the enzyme that converts testosterone into estrogen. No! That is not what DIM does. DIM promotes good estrogen, the 2-hydroxyestrogen, and activates the metabolism of that particular type of estrogen. So it's not an estrogen blocker at all. It's actually probably the best way to describe it is it's a good estrogen promoter. I'm gonna trademark that shit. That sounds good. Then you got your fenugreek extract in the 50%. Now this is actually in a 500 milligram dose. Now for those of you that have seen the raw review on the MTS Barracuda, which is another hormone testosterone booster hormone supplement that uses the fenugreek, it uses the Testo Surge fenugreek extract, which is a higher quality fenugreek extract than this 50%, but it only uses the 200 milligram dose. This 50% fenugreek extract is actually a 500 milligram dose. And with the Testo Surge, that was the product that was shown to boost test levels through the damn roof within only 12 hours. So it would be, you would say it would be reasonable to assume that this fenugreek extract in the lower potency but the bigger dose is going to have a similar effect on boosting test levels in that short 12-hour time period. Moving right along. We then have Tribulus Terrestris. There's a 1,000 milligram dose in this bitch in the 40% concentration. And for those of you, please, unless you've been living under a rock for like the last 10 years, man, you would know that Tribulus Terrestris, the Bulgarian Tribulus, is by far the most studied and most proven natural test booster on the planet. And you got a bunch of it in here. Then you've got N-methyl D-aspartic acid, which is NMDA, which is actually what D-aspartic acid or DAA is converted into when it gets into your body, man. So the N-methyl DAA is generally in the industry accepted to be about 100 times stronger than just D-aspartic acid. So to take like a D-aspartic acid, the clinical dose, the dose that has been shown to boost test levels by 42% in the 12 days is a 3,000 milligram dose. So the N-methyl DAA at 100 times the strength, you would expect to get about a 30 milligram dose if you were trying to mimic the effects of a full clinical dose of DAA. In this particular product, there's a 20 milligram dose. So it's a little bit under that, but you also get the full 3,000 milligram dose of D-aspartic acid, and that is right here on the label. So we skipped ahead a little bit there. Let's skip back. Let's go back up here and let's check out this maca extract, the 0.6% maca extract. That's in a 325 milligram dose, which is a clinical dose. I would go so far as to say maca makes you horny. Libido enhancer also contains a small percentage of dindolylmethane, which is already in this product as well, which is not the estrogen blocker, but is the good estrogen promoter. And then we move it right along. We get into this here PQQ, which is a compound that's related to coenzyme Q10 in a 5 milligram dose. It's an antioxidant, neuroprotectant, and cardioprotectant as well. Not necessarily in itself gonna have any effects on your hormones, but just gonna do the antioxidant thing and the cardio thing and the neuroprotectant thing, man, just in there for general health and well-being. Then you got the Prunella vulgaris in the house in a 250 milligram dose. Now this is a cool product. This actually activates your aryl hydrocarbon receptor, which interferes with your estrogen receptors and therefore does actually block estrogen. So that's your estrogen blocker in this product. So you got your DIM in there, which is your good estrogen promoter, and you've got the other extract in here, what are we calling the Prunella vulgaris extract, which is actually your estrogen blocker in this here Apex Male. Moving right along, we're almost there, guys. Told you we were going to go balls deep. Then you've got your epimedium in the 20% concentration, aka horny goat weed, which is of course an aphrodisiac. That's in here in the 50 milligram dose. Then you've got your D-aspartic acid, which we've already spoken about. That's in the 3000 milligram clinical dose. You've got tyrosine, your conditionally essential amino acid, 250 milligrams in here. That is of course a precursor to dopamine, which is gonna make you feel real nice. Helps with the hormone production, of course. Then you've got your bioperin black pepper extract in the 10 milligram dose to help your body absorb everything we just spoke about. Artificial colors, artificial flavors, stabilizers, and that's what's in it. Shit. I told you guys, man. I went balls deep in the ingredients in there just to get you guys exactly what is going on so you know exactly what is in this product. And from that, it's pretty easy to see that it is a very good testosterone booster, but also estrogen. Let's go estrogen modulator with the blocker and the good estrogen promoter in there as well. So it's almost like the two for one, the double punch from a hormone supplementation point of view. In terms of how it tastes, how it mixes, comes in one flavor, comes in the pina colada. Got myself my Team MassiveJoes shaker in the house. Gonna throw ourselves a scoop of this Apex Male in, man. Let's go through, show you guys how it mixes, how it tastes. I'm hoping that it's pretty obvious that I'm not looking forward to doing this right now. And if it's not, it's about to be undeniably obvious. Got myself one scoop of the Apex Male. Just about to throw it into my Team MassiveJoes shaker. Let me take a step down execution drive. Put the lid on this Team MassiveJoes shaker, man. Give me a few flicks of the wrist. I'm delaying this as much as I can, right? Because you know I've tried this already. I already know what it tastes like. This is just a refresher for me. All right. Glass, Team MassiveJoes shaker. Oh man, I'm not looking forward to this. Okay, check that out. So that's how it mixed. So you've got some froth on the top, obviously. You do have some sinkers in there and some floaters in the middle. So it does not mix very well. If you tried to mix that in a glass with a spoon, you would be up shit creek without a paddle. So I would go so far as to say blender bowl is required for this here Blackstone Labs Apex Male. In terms of how it tastes, let me refresh my memory. I don't think I can do any more. I think a sip is enough. Let me see if I can do just a little bit more. No, that's it. In terms of how it tastes, it's pina colada flavor. It's got, in its defense, it's got the most active ingredients that we have ever seen in a Tribulus and Prolensis based test booster. You guys would know that Tribulus, powdered Tribulus, stinks and tastes like absolute shit. For those of you that have tried some of the other ingredients in there, especially the ones that are in big doses, for example, the Prolensis is also a 1 gram or a 1000 milligram dose in there. Your fenugreek extract, which is just horrible, is in a 500 milligram dose. Everything else, man, in its defense, there's a lot of active ingredients in there that in themselves are horrible. So to try and mask those active ingredients is a task in itself. And I'm sorry, there's no other way to put this. And I apologize in advance to my brothers in iron at Blackstone Labs. But this here Apex Male, I would go so far as to say, the worst tasting supplement on the entire supplement market we have seen thus far. I can't put it anywhere else, man. I can't lie to the viewers at home. I honestly, man, and like if you guys have tried, for example, the previously worst tasting supplement, probably the worst tasting subs on the market today, before this one came along, of course, was Ronnie Coleman Resurrect PM. And then Beast Super Test, I think the whole population of the entire world would agree that Beast Super Test was by far the worst tasting supplement we have ever seen. Apex Male, to put it in perspective for the viewers at home, Apex Male makes Beast Super Test taste like an iced tea smoothie that you would pay good money to drink. That's to put it in perspective. I would drink Beast Super Test all day, every day over this Apex Male. That's how it tastes. In terms of the effects. Because for something that tastes this bad, it better work, man. Else ain't nobody gonna go through the pain of drinking it. I can't even stand the smell of this. Leaving it right here. I think, you know what I'm gonna do? I can't leave it in the glass right now. Hold on. I gotta get the Team MassiveJoes shaker. I gotta actually pour it back in and seal this bitch up. Oh boy. Setting new levels for the taste of supplements, hey? My man at Blackstone Labs. All right. In terms of the effects. New to MassiveJoes, which means, and based on how successful the follow-up review with the MTS Barracuda was, man, we're gonna do that exact same thing with this. 30-day supply, 30 serves, month supply. It's not gonna be me because I'm on the MTS Barracuda, man, but I'm gonna pick one of the fellas at MassiveJoes, swing them a tub of this, man, tell them not to change anything else, and we're gonna see you guys back in 30 days to give you guys the actual anecdotal results of what we experienced. But just based on paper, I mean, you can't deny the studies behind the ingredients that are in here. You know that those ingredients are all clinical or above clinical dose. And you know that there's more active ingredients in this product than any other Tribulus Terrestris based testosterone booster we have seen thus far. So that in itself, on paper, the product is definitely gonna work very, very well. I do always have to disclaim that, as I do with all of our natural test boosting raw reviews, it's not a steroid. It's not. You can't compare the two. If you're taking the Apex Male and you're getting yourself, for example, the Prolensis, a 347% increase in free test, from the fenugreek extract, your 284% increase in free test. If you're getting anything like that, let's say, to be generous, 400 to 500% increase in testosterone production, say a 50%, maybe even 100% decrease in estrogen, it does not compare to exogenous hormones that are getting you 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,000 increased percent in free test and crushing the shit out of your estrogen. It does not compare. It's a natural product. It works with your endogenous, your internal hormone production. So don't think and don't compare it to a steroid. Take it as it is, on its own values, on its own merits, as a natural test boosting product. Have to disclaim it with that. Second thing I also have to disclaim, if you are a pushy cat, do not take this product. Simple. Pushy cats should not be taking natural testosterone boosters. Estrogen blockers in certain scenarios for certain people, yes, they do have a place. Natural testosterone boosters, if you are a pushy cat, you do not need to be taking this product. The last thing I've got to add, guys, in terms of the price point, pretty standard for a month's supply, man. So in the Australian market, you're looking at the $89.95 price point for a month's supply for a 30-day supply. That's pretty standard, probably even on the towards the better end of the scale, because most products these days you're getting like 3 weeks for that price. You're getting your full month supply in the Apex Male for that price. Guys, hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, man. Stay up to date with all the latest editions of MassiveJoes RAW Review. And guys, that is MassiveJoes RAW Review on the all-new Blackstone Labs Apex Male testosterone boosting, estrogen crushing natural hormone supplements. And I'm coming to you from MassiveJoes.com. Stay massive.
What's up, everybody? PJ Braun here, president of Blackstone Labs. The best place to get anything from Blackstone Labs is at MassiveJoes.com. Stay massive.